Hello, my beautiful Cancers. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. This is going to be a reading for the first part of December, 1st through the 15th-ish. I want to remind you that on the 4th, we have a full cold moon in Gemini. At that time, you may feel pulled in two different directions. You may even feel like you have two different personalities at the beginning of December because of that Gemini energy. Gemini is also a strong communicator. You may be having lots of conversations with people, and things like that. So communication is a big thing for Geminis. Okay. So 1st through the 15th of December, we're going to do your coffee cup, and then we're going to move on to oracle cards and tarot messages. I will pull the tarot live here. I just can't do all the cards because it makes the video too long and takes too long to upload, etc. So if you... Now, I also want to mention that I have a TikTok channel. It is NSEH207_tarot, where I do shorter readings for signs over there, and I also do tarot card tutorials. So if you're interested, go over and check that out. All right. Please remember, this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. So if you'd like a one-to-one, you can email me. I can do it live over Zoom, or I can pre-record it and send you the link. I did use my Christmas spray, Christmas aura spray, Christmas scent, so I could get into the feeling of December for all of you. All right, let's jump right in. Here is the overview of your cup, looking down in. So now we're going to see what messages Spirit has for you, the sign of Cancer. Okay. All right, Spirit, what do you have for us? What do you have for us? I don't know why this comes out. This comes out, I don't know if you know what Kapali dancers are, Kapali, I think. So right off the bat, I see like 3 Kapali dancers, and I really don't know what the meaning of that is. I think it may be some sort of African thing. Now, the sign I did right before this had loads of things about travel, so I don't know. December is a big month for people to travel, I will say. Vacations, using up PTO, etc., etc. All right. The number 3 is really significant. I see there are 3 kind of streams or lines going up. 3 is creation and collaboration. I don't know if you have a strong group of 3 or if that means something to you, but 3s are definitely there. Okay, now I see, this is so funny. I see a log with several like forest animals sitting on it, different ones. So what I'm hearing, what the message is A, getting out in nature, and B, take a page out of the book of the animals that coexist together in the forest. Wow, okay, thank you, Spirit. Coexisting with people, plants, animals, things that are not exactly like you. It could even be a person who has a different personality, and you're kind of coexisting, co-working, or what have you, with that other person. Oh man, some of the messages the Spirit gives me is, surprising. All right, let's see. What else do we have, Spirit? What else do we have? I see a crown. So there is a crown here. That could have so many meanings, right? King, queen, princess. A crowning moment. A baby crowning. I mean, crown. There's just so much. I'm trying to tune in to what is the crown message for Cancer. What is the crown message? What are you trying to say? A crowning moment of glory. Some of you in the beginning of December may be getting recognized for something that you've done throughout the year, or some sort of award or something. It could be a bonus, a raise, but you are going to be recognized now remember, this is a collective. Some of you will be recognized for something that you have done in 2025. Somebody is really wants to honor you with something, Cancers. Okay. I see an eyeball, an all-seeing eye, third eye. Tune into your intuition. The feeling they're giving me with that is that your inner eye knows more than your physical eye. Oh my gosh. Okay. So some of you may really have to tune in. You may be seeing something. Okay, how can I put this, Spirit? So, like they're saying smoke screen, like somebody is presenting to you in a certain way, but your inner eye knows the truth. Okay, thank you, Spirit. All right, so be careful about that. This could be a friend, partner, coworker. Somebody is trying to make you think one thing, but the truth is something else. I see a dog's face. The dog has a very sad look. I can see the dog's eyebrows. It's right there. And it has a very sad, I don't know if some of you have a pet that can feel your emotions. Be really careful about that, because especially with dogs and horses can really tune into our emotions. And so we have to be really careful about that when we're around them. If we're stressed, angry, depressed, our dogs and horses can feel that. Okay, just keep that in mind. I don't know who needed that message, but somebody did. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Okay, I see. I don't know if this is people, but running in circles. I'm hearing the message running in circles. You're just going in circles around and around and around some same thing, something that's happening over and over, like some sort of cycle. And it's like you got to step out of that. Like the circle of running around and around and around. You need to take a step out so you can stop that circle from going. All right, let's see if the bottom is kind of murky, mucky, just like the last one that I did. That's so weird. Let me just see if there's anything. I don't know why. Okay, so right here I saw like 3 different kind of shapes. I don't know if some of you were young, you may not remember this, but there used to be a game like you would call it, somebody would say, pig pile on Michael, and then everybody would jump on top of that person. So when you pig pile on somebody, it's like you're holding them down. I don't know if you feel like someone or several someones are holding you down or holding you back or keeping you from doing something, but that's what I heard. Pig pile on Cancer, like, people jumping on and suffocating you, I'm hearing. Some of you are feeling suffocated by, it could be work, it could be family, it could be responsibilities. But then they're showing me this person, it's almost like a cartoony person, taking a huge wide step. Like I see that huge step, Cancers. So maybe something that some step needs to be taken. Now this plate is really watery, so I don't know. I've got to double up on my, oh, jeepers. Right off the bat, they're showing me this right here. It looks like a sweet, like a fairy type character, or a sweet little feminine energy, like a young energy. There. I feel joy and happiness. So if some of you are going through some of those things we talked about in the cup, if you have a young female, I'm talking young, like, 7 or under, some age like that. you could take joy in watching this person or seeing this person. Okay, let's see. Now, before I emptied your cup, I could see this on the rim, and I was like, what is that? Why is that? That was outside of the cup. It was almost like it jumped out of the cup. So I need to try to figure out what Spirit wants to say with that. So it's reminding me of a heart with wings. Like if you've seen, like there's a heart shape and it has like wings to the side. I don't know if that, what is there, there's like a logo like that, but I can't think of it right now. Um, a heart with wings. Things are going to be revealed in the first part of December that you never expected. They're giving me the feeling of connecting the dots up here. Like it's almost like you have an aha moment. It could have something to do with the pig pile or some of those messages in the cup that all of a sudden you're just going to realize, oh, okay. Either something like this is what I need to do, or this is what they're trying to do. Something is going to be revealed. Now, this is the upside down of what I said was that little girl, and it looks exactly like a fairy, with the fairy wings and kind of spinning and flying. So, fairies remind me of Ireland. They remind me of magic, nature. So I don't know. Here in Maine, we have a place, I think it's Baxter State. Is it Baxter? I don't know. There's a place where kids can go and build fairy houses, and they've done it for years and years and years, and you can walk around those paths and see that. I'm hearing, Cancers, you may need to bring a little bit of magic into your life as far as that goes, something whimsical. Maybe you want to decorate with some fairies this year. I don't know why they said that, but that's what I heard. Okay, what is now? I'm seeing, like, looking straight on at a very serious face. It's almost like the pig pile. This is reminding me, it's making me feel like you're all of a sudden, you're having fun with this whimsical fairy little girl dancing, and then there's this serious, person either at work or at home or whatever that comes in. It's like, what are you doing? Like somebody that is a non-believer maybe, or somebody that kind of breaks the magical spell, so to speak. My goodness gracious. All right, so be aware of that. Some serious person may come in and just kind of break the magic, but you can get it back. All right, connecting the dots. Little child, little feminine energy, happy, fairy, whimsical, magical, and then some sort of a stern, somebody that throws a wet blanket on the whole thing. I have this feeling about that the magic is there when you reach out to connect to it, right? The magic is there when you make the effort to connect, okay, is what I'm hearing. All right, Cancers, let's get into the card portion. So I had I had a different deck than this one. This is the Oracle of the Universe. And I had thought of it, and then I was like, no, I don't think I want to use that for... So I pulled out 2 decks, and then I distinctly got the message, no, we want you to use the Oracle of the Universe. So I'm really anxious to see what the message is on this card, because my guides really wanted me to use the Oracle of the Universe. So the card you got is the constellation Pisces. And we see, and Bond... We see 2 girls there with the constellation of Pisces connecting them, right? This is a number 12. 12s are creation and collaboration. So, oh, you know what? Sometimes I can't see the words on this. because it's black. See how tiny those words are? Maybe I can see it if I hold it up into the camera. Let's see. Community is important. Look at where your loyalty lies. Wow. Ensure you know both sides of the story. Respect is needed on both sides for a true bond between people. Teamwork may be required to get the job done. A deep and healthy bond shares feelings, experiences, and common ground. We must be clear between our own emotions and those of someone else to avoid unhealthy enmeshment. So community is important. You need to see where your loyalties are. Knowing both sides of it is important if you're not seeing things clearly. But they're also saying that you need to really see things clearly in order to avoid an unhealthy bond. In order to avoid an unhealthy bond, right? You have to be careful. We must be clear between our own emotions and those of someone else to avoid unhealthy enmeshment. So, building on some of the things in the coffee cup and the plate, don't stay bonded in some sort of unhealthy thing, whether it's work, home, partnership, even sometimes with our children. Sometimes we have unhealthy bonds where it's like a codependent thing. So it could be any of those. You'll have to decide, each one of you, what that bond means for you, right? Everyone has their own path and their own life to live. So sometimes we need to remember that. We forget it, and we need to remember that everybody is on their own journey. Sometimes we have a journey with another person for a short time or a long time, right? What is that saying? People come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Sometimes it's a relationship that we learn a lesson from. Sometimes the relationship is for a lifetime. But in order to understand that, you have to be clear about your emotions and theirs, your motives and theirs, right? Whew, wow, that was deep. All right, and from Gordon Smith's Healing Spirits Oracle, true love can never really be lost. This is another 3, right? You had 12, which is a 3, and now you have 30, which is a 3. Creation and collaboration. This is another reminder about true love, right? Gosh, Spirit, help me with this. So sometimes we're caught up in a situation that we think is true love. But when love is lost, then you know that it was not true love, right? When you are in a relationship or a partnership with someone, you know whether it's true love or not. I should know. I've been in a few relationships. It was loads of fun going to get my federal driver's license and having to show divorce papers and name changes and what have you. Because I've been married a few times. I'm not afraid to say that because I don't judge any of it. I learned something from every relationship I ever had. Of course, I think it's beautiful when somebody can meet the love of their life in high school and stay together forever. That didn't happen for me, but that's okay because it made me who I am right now. But when I think back to those relationships that I thought were true love, honestly, it was probably true lust or true codependency, right? But I am in a relationship right now that I know is true love. I clearly could see the difference when I got into the relationship with my husband, Jeff. When we met, we've been together, it'll be 16 years in March. And then I really knew, I was like, oh wow, none of those were real. None of those were really true love. Okay. I don't know why Spirit is guiding me to say any of this. But Cancers, there's also, there are people that I do feel were true loves of mine. I mean, and my husband now, he knows there was somebody named Ron that I was with in California for 2.5 years, and then he just abruptly broke up with me and moved away. I was deeply, deeply hurt by that, and I have love for him to this day. I don't know what would have happened if he hadn't moved away. I can only say that whatever happened in my life after that, having my son and meeting Jeff was what the universe wanted to happen for me. It doesn't mean that I never had true love with Ron. I did. That was one relationship that was difficult. Some of the other. So anyway, my point is, you can have more than one true love in your life. I do believe that. That's my belief, so don't give me any hate comments. But we can also be fooled into thinking that something is true love when it isn't. So we have to be careful about those things, Cancers. Okay, Pentacles, Cups. Let's see. It feels very quiet. I feel like I don't know why they're giving me this feeling. I feel like I'm in the eye of a storm right now. I feel like this is the feeling that my guides are giving me. I am sitting in the middle of like a tornado, like I'm in the middle, eye of the storm, so to speak. And I don't know if they're giving me this message for you, like in the middle where you find peace, you find truth, you find comfort. And remember, didn't we have that message about being on a circle and having to step out? So sometimes we have to step into the chaos in order to resolve it. Wow, Spirit. You guys are really getting some profound messages here. More Cups. I can't see. King of Wands, I think. King of Wands is Leo energy. Oh my goodness. The Sun, that's more Leo energy. If any of you have a prominent Leo in your lives or prominently have Leo in your birth chart, this is telling you that this is your reading. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right. So they gave you a bonus card, Cancers. Okay. Let's take this message as it came, and then we'll look at the bonus card after. All right. Whew. Wow. I almost feel overwhelmed, actually, with this reading right now. All right. Four of Pentacles. This builds right on the messages. What you give and what you keep. He has two pentacles, one at each foot. He's holding one in his hand, and he's got one above his head. Fours are stability or stagnation. Pentacles are how we earn our living, the things in the physical, our time, our energy, our effort, our money. Okay, this is saying please be careful about what you spend, whether it's money, time, energy, and effort. What are you giving your soul to? Is it the right thing? Do you need to take a look? Eight of Cups. This is an emotional walking away. He here has created, it doesn't matter, it's he or she, but in the card it's he. All this emotional stuff that has been created, and he is walking away from it. He's leaving it behind. He's not angry. He's just slowly walking away. He's like, okay, I don't need this anymore. I don't want this anymore. This has run its course, and I'm leaving. Interesting. Then you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is when you're sitting there. Cups are, water sign energy, water, emotion, love, nurturing. So he's sitting there and he's got three cups here and there's one right in front of him, but he is looking beyond it. This is an opportunity that you don't see because you're not looking. You're too focused on this, right? So sometimes this is a message about expanding your focus so that you can see an opportunity that's right in front of you, my beautiful Cancers. Then you have the King of Wands. The king is at the top of the suit of wands. He is a masculine master at action, passion, getting things done, right? It's a beautiful card. And as I said, typically this card reminds me of Leo energy. Leo is a fire sign. This is fire sign energy. So if some of you have a Leo prominently in your life, in your birth chart, that's just telling you to pay attention. But the King of Wands, remember, is the master of action and passion and doing, right? Getting things done. Then you have the Sun. This is not the Leo card in the tarot, but the Sun is the ruler of Leo. So the message of the Sun in the tarot is being okay with things the way they are, even though they're not 100% what you want. This is a card of being content, right? This is how my guides have always given it to me. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So sometimes things are just not the way that we want, no matter how hard we want them to be that way. We have to be content with the outcome, right? The Sun is number 19, which is a 10, which is completion and new beginning, all right? So Leo energy here, contentment energy here. Sometimes things just don't work out the way we want, and we have to accept that, right? And that's kind of the message of that card. And then you have the Seven of Wands. This is a card of defending your position. Sevens are reflection, reflecting back on things that you've done. He's got all these wands here. He's got one right here in his hand. Wands, again, action, passion, doing, getting things done. Wands are the fastest in the suit. Fastest suit in the tarot, excuse me. So sevens, sometimes you have to defend your position. And this is telling you, how can I put this, Spirit? Give me the words. The way that you're thinking about the situation is correct, okay? So stay tuned into that, all right, my beautiful Cancers? The bonus card you have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is Taurus energy, Taurus the bull, right? Earth energy, earth sign energy. The Hierophant is tradition, religion, learning, knowing, teaching, okay? So this is 5. This is change. This is changing or breaking with tradition or religion, or it is changing your thinking or your mindset. Something to do with religion or tradition. In the beginning of December, we're just coming off Thanksgiving and we're going towards Christmas. Lots of traditions there. This could simply say it's okay for you to do something differently. It's okay to do things differently. If it's more on the religious side, maybe you're afraid of what people are going to think if your relationship doesn't work out, or if you do something different with the way that you parent, the way that you run your household, maybe even the job that you have, and you may have to defend your position, as that Seven of Wands said. So the Hierophant, Taurus energy, you may be dealing with somebody that's a Taurus or somebody that's bullheaded. It could also be that, unfortunately. Wow, this was really packed with messages. From the beginning of the bond and being careful about having healthy, not unhealthy bonds, to the true love never dies, those messages about love and true love and recognizing it when it's there. And then the messages of your energy, time, money, effort, what you keep, what you give, the emotional walking away, the opportunity that's there, the Leo energy, the contentment energy. Wow. All right. Your animal oracle is a 19, same as the Sun. 19 is a 10. That's completing a cycle and beginning a brand new one. Elephants have really good memories. Be wise and altruistic in your actions. Be wise and altruistic, meaning true to yourself. Okay, Cancers? Be true to yourself and what you know and what your gut is telling you. Oh my goodness, wow. Jam-packed with messages. This has been wonderful. Please give it a like, a thumbs up, a share. Please I can't even think of what I was going to say. All right, we will end it there. I'm kind of overwhelmed with how many messages came through. My energy is a little depleted, honestly. Okay, peace and kindness every single day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all, and please like the video.